Welcome back, friends. My name is Nami. I am the creator behind n.r.b Crafts, and today we are starting off with this tumbler that I have had forever, not knowing what I wanted to do with it. And at first, I did a hydro dip that I did not like, so I stripped that, and that is why I have that hot mess going on that you see. So I am just going to apply some prime time onto the tumbler so that I can have um, a complete coverage on my tumbler and none of those green or stainless steel spots show through. So once I finish that, I will be zapping it with my heat gun just to make sure that uh, my prime time is completely dry before I move on to my next step. So once I do actually finish painting this and drying it, I am going in with a second coat of prime time just to make sure that once I apply my glitter, I won't have any splotchy spots on my tumbler and my glitter looks good and I have a complete coverage on my tumbler. So after I did this, I am going to go in with some Mod Podge to apply my glitter. Today I am using a beautiful blue color by Rocky Road Creations. This color, I fell in love with it. Her glitters are amazing. I believe this was the blue in the color Wicked. So once I apply my Mod Podge, I would be applying my glitter all over my tumbler. And this tumbler is fairly easy to make, so a beginner could possibly try this if you would like to try it. So here I am with that gorgeous blue, applying it all over my tumbler. And after I go in with the glitter, um, this is a chunky mix, kind of. Um, it has fine and chunky glitter, so it has everything in between. So once I finish glittering this, I am going to wrap some parchment paper after about like probably 10-15 minutes because my Mod Podge was already drying at this point. So I'm just going to knock off any excess and then take that parchment paper and wrap my tumbler just so that I can make sure that I can lay down my glitter flat so that when I go to epoxy, I don't have any lumps or any little pokey bits on my tumbler. That also could help with the um, with with using less epoxy once you go in with epoxy. So after I finished this, I did go in with a second coat of Mod Podge and a second layer of glitter, and again I wrapped it in that parchment paper to make sure that my glitter was laid down flat. And then I went in with a layer of epoxy of about 35 to 40 milliliters, I believe, um, so that I can do some hand painted flowers. And this is very popular in some, um, on, I've seen it on certain channels and other people do it, so I wanted to give it a try. And I am just going to mix some colors and just go in and try to do my best. Um, I am kind of a perfectionist, so I did kind of go in and sometimes take away or paint over or extend or, just to fix it to the way that I like. You don't have to be completely picky with this, just I kind of just started after a while just adding little blobs in wiggly forms to create my flowers. And I did speed this up because, again, it would take me a while to go through the whole tumbler because I did um, take off, and I was also waiting for some of the paint to dry a little. It was very hot in my craft area, so it did dry fairly quick. So once I felt that it was dried, um, I did go in with a second layer of paint so that my glitter wouldn't show through as much on some of the areas. I didn't mind some areas showing glitter. I After I finished the tumbler, I did realize that I had some glitter peeking through on some of the flowers, but I didn't really mind because it is a handmade tumbler anyway, so there is bound to be some imperfections. Um, and I'm still working on that, getting used to um, accepting my mistakes on my cups. So I think this tumbler was pretty good practice because I did mess up on this quite a lot once I finished my tumbler. I did see some imperfections, but I am not going to go back and redo the whole tumbler. I like how it came out. So after I painted the flowers, like I said, I did go in with a second coat of paint just so that it wasn't too noticeable, like the glitter peeking through. And I did do just different colors and different shades of blues and grays because I thought it looked pretty, and my favorite color is turquoise. So, I mean, these colors all came from a turquoise tube, just mixing in some black and white and just a whole bunch of different colors. Um, so after I finished hand painting all of my flowers and I liked how they looked, I did go in with another layer of epoxy. I believe it was 30 milliliters of epoxy, just because the next step I knew I was going to be very picky. So um, I just wanted to make sure that I could take away what I didn't like or what I didn't feel was looking okay to me. So I did go in with that second layer of epoxy on top of my flowers just so that I can have that little extra protection on my flowers after I painted them, because I mean, we worked so hard to do these things, just to kind of have them ruined would be unfair. So after I finished that, I went in with, I think it was 30 milliliters of epoxy. Maybe it was 40. I had quite a few tumblers to epoxy, so I epoxied them all together. Um, so after I finish painting my flowers, I am going in with an acrylic marker and hand drawing some of the flower shapes on to those little areas that we hand painted. So here you can see I am just emphasizing that flower how I wanted it, and then I am going in with that marker. And I did use a smaller point of marker. The little set that I got, well, actually I got two sets. I had a black and white, and I used the white marker. So I used the thinner set that I got. I did get a thick and a thin one, but I thought the thin one had like a more opaque ink to it. If that, I think that's how you say it. Um, so yeah, it had a more opaque ink to it, so that's why I did that. And um, there you can see that I am just like I said, fixing that up. And here you can see kind of like the reflection of the epoxy. So there I am just testing my acrylic marker to make sure that it worked, and I am going to go in and just draw random shapes on my flowers, kind of like squiggles. I did end up going in and kind of erasing the parts that I didn't like with a cotton pad and some acetone. So yeah, I am very picky on how I draw certain things. So you will see me going in with that cotton pad quite a bit of times in this video, just because I know myself and I know that I wasn't going to be happy with it if I just left it like that. Oh, sorry. I used 91% alcohol, not acetone, sorry. So yeah, I just drew these in, and after I finish drawing these, I am going to go in with my decal, and then I am going to put on the last layer of epoxy, which again, it was about 30 or 40 milliliters. When I was doing my flowers, I did paint the bottom of my tumbler black. I am so sorry, I forgot to record that for you, but it is just me going around the bottom rim or the bottom part of my tumbler with acrylic paint. So it's not really a big thing. If you do need to know, let me know, and I will show it in more depth in a future video. And here I am just going to apply my decal. I am going to cut it all separate because the way that I cut it, I didn't like the spacing on it, so I'm just going to eyeball it. I Again, I'm sorry, I forgot to record this. I did layer my vinyl and my outline, so if you guys need to know how to do that, please let me know. I would be more than happy to show you how to do that in a future video. Um, so yeah, I am just going to finish off my tumbler with applying the decal just by eyeballing it and making sure that it is spaced how I like. And then I will, since this was holographic vinyl for the outline of it, I did go in with a little bit of quick coat just to seal it so that I could make sure that my epoxy wouldn't repel when I went in with the epoxy. Um, some holographic vinyl does repel the epoxy, so you do want to be careful with that if you are going to use holographic vinyl. Or it could lift, and that quick coat could just help it stick a little bit down so that when you do apply your epoxy, it won't lift under the epoxy and then you would have to take it off. So that is it from me, guys, today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see some future videos. Um, thank you all for watching, and hopefully I will be back on Wednesday with another video for you guys.